All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. Thank you very much. We're going to sing our song. Opening song is God Makes Me Want to Sing, so I invite you to stand up and sing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Good morning. So do you feel like you can do most anything? Yes. Like maybe even take off our masks? Oh, that sounds a little scary, huh? Well, that is the topic of today's service as we continue our Spiderman series. Thank you. I keep hitting it. All right, well, welcome. Is there anybody here for the very first time today? Welcome. We're glad you're here with us. I look forward to getting to talk to you afterwards. I believe we have a potluck today, or food. Is Glenda? Where's Glenda? Where are you? She's not here. Okay. I believe we have food after service. Go to the community hall and we'll find out. If you are here joining us for the first time today, either in person or online, we are so glad you are here with us today. I see there's a bunch of you on there this morning. Good morning, Donna, Marie, and Leo. Good to have you with us, and everybody else. If you drop a thing in the chat, I'll be able to say hi to you too. All right, a couple of things, announcements. Hello. There we go. Couple of announcements. But before we do announcements, let's do our social media check-in, which is taking off my mask. Go ahead and check in with that, and when you are done, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. As always, you can leave it out because in the app are the sermon notes, the lesson notes. You can add to your own notes to it if you want. I won't see them. Nobody will see them. But it has room for you to add your own notes, ask questions you might want to ask later. That's all good. But please put your phones on Do Not Disturb. Now, as always, if you want to know what's going on here at Unity Spiritual Center, and there's a lot going on, please go to our Facebook page, our web page, read our Thursday e-letter. A lot of good information in that. All of our events are in our church app. And am I missing anything? Well, you can also go to YouTube. A couple of special announcements, though. We have Conscious Breathing for Healing and Awakening. Coming up, that is, there is no date on it. Tonight. Okay, that is tonight. My notes went away here, so I can't even look at my notes. Course in Miracles is every Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Our choir is forming. And next Sunday, we are blessed to have back with us Keith Giles, the author of the Quantum series, Quantum Gospel of Mary, and many others. He's going to be speaking in the morning about the Quantum Gospel of Mary. And then, it's a powerful book if you haven't read it. And then in the afternoon, after service, join us right here in the sanctuary where he will be presenting a workshop on spiral dynamics. Now, we mention spiral dynamics every once in a while. I'm not sure everybody knows what that is. This is your chance to find out. So I invite you to join that. You can always find more information about these things in all of our various media. Now, one other thing. Since we are doing a series based on the life lessons from Spiderman, I'm going to let you in on a secret. You know why I do these series on things like that? So that I have an excuse to watch the movies again. My grandson's getting a little older. I don't get to go to the movies with him to watch those. But seriously, since we are doing this series again, we're going to have a little bit of fun. Some of you were here last week when I explained how the series was inspired, and I showed you the little Spider-Man action figure. Well, he's around somewhere, and he's going to be in a different place every Sunday. So here's what's going to happen. If you spot him, don't tell anybody, but if you spot him, send me an email, and you'll be entered for a drawing for a prize at the end of the series. And it'll be a cool prize. It won't be hugely expensive, but it'll be a cool prize. So email is minister@abqunity.org. Okay, with that, I would like to invite up our trustee of the day, Jeffrey Siddall.
Thank you. Good morning, Unity. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Fun food, cool commercials, and of course, the Bad Bunny in Spanish for the Super Bowl halftime. Join me to recite our mission, our vision, and our core values. First, our mission. We inspire spiritual growth, honoring many paths, education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living. Our vision. Centered in love, we see a harmonious world of divine expression. Our core values. We are Christ-centered, loving, inclusive, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. Our Unity Credo. We believe all people are created with sacred worth. We serve all people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity leave no one out. At this time in the service, the ushers will come around to collect your love offerings. You can give in person here in the sanctuary. There is a Church Center app where you can connect it directly to your bank account to give. Online giving at www.uscabq.org/give, or you can give by phone by texting GIVE to 877-856-7914. Join me in the offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Let's create this code. 1, 2, 3, 4. All people are created with sacred work. Let's embrace our joy and dance around the earth. Let's be true to ourselves and help each other up when we fall. Let's co-create a world that works for all. The world that spins around, half the time we're upside down. Don't worry about a thing, cause we stand on solid ground. Let's be true to ourselves and help each other up when we fall. Let's co-create a world that works for all. When you walk with love, you're walking on solid ground. You walk on solid ground. When you listen carefully, you hear angels all around. You hear angels all around. When you walk in love, peace of mind will be found. Peace of mind will be found. When you listen carefully, you hear angels all around. Angels all around. People, we were made for loving one another. God is love and love is God. We're all sisters and brothers. The love you give to others is the love you get in return. Let's go create a world of heaven on earth. Our people are created with sacred work. Let's embrace our joy and dance around the earth. Let's be true to ourselves, help each other up when we fall. Let's create a world that works for a world that works for a world that works for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Soulshine. Join me in the prosperity dedication. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good is here now. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, it's time for a congregational song. I invite you to stand up. We're going to sing one of our very favorites. It's called A Light in This World. I Am a Light. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Here we go.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so
that. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ellen Kajikawa. Sue Hauser and I will be your prayer chaplains for today. You can find either one of us on either side of the sanctuary after the service if you want individual prayer. Also, prayer slips are located in the pocket in the seat in front of you. You can go ahead and fill out one of those if you prefer, and there is a box out in the sanctuary that you can put it in. Thank you.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
The word of the day is courage. I draw my courage from divine ideas. During worrisome or challenging events, I may believe I don't have the courage to face them. What I'm going through may feel like too much to bear. But when I remind myself that I am fully divine, fully human, I recognize that I have the capacity to activate and manifest all the courage I could ever need. How I view myself strongly influences how I handle stress. If I tell myself I'm weak or unable to cope, that will likely become my experience. But if I affirm that divine ideas are the ingredients I use to generate the power to rise above any worldly situation, I will feel courageous, empowered, and strong. Stressful moments may leave me feeling alone or afraid, but through divine ideas, my divinity, I realize I am never alone and need not fear. This is the source of my courage. I draw my courage from divine ideas.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very
All right, Diana Hughes is with us today.
Thank you.
And here's a song called Be Who You Were Born to Be.
Not who your mother told you to be, who you were born to be. No more time to waste, no more excuses. Gotta reach out your arms and embrace the sun. No more time for self-pitying abuses. Gotta stand up and shout and say, I am the one. 'Cause there's been too much crying and talk of being free. Gotta jump off that cliff and be who you were born to be. La da 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 da. No more time to waste on photos of the past. There's a star with your name on it and a love that's gonna last. 'Cause there's been too much holding on and talk of being free. Gotta take it all with you and be who you were born to be. La da 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 da. Now I know the ice is melting, all the ships are going home. The wind is getting colder, you feel more and more alone. So stop all your excuses, got the answers all for free. Just jump off that cliff and be who you were born to be. Who you were born to be. Who you were born to be. Who you were born to be.
Yeah. Thank you, Diana. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Diana and Soul Shine Band. Wow. Great song for the kickoff of this talk today. Take off the mask. Be who you were born to be. That's what we're going to be talking about. Last week, we began the series with the lesson entitled, With Great Power Comes Great Responsibility. And we talked about the responsibility we have to live our lives to the fullest, to be who we came here to be, to let our light shine, and to lift up the world around us, not by what we say, but for what we do. So today I start with a question for you to hold. Where in your life are you performing instead of simply being? Where in your life are you performing instead of simply being? Last week, as I said, we explored power. We're going to go deeper and explore something a little more subtle today, and that is the mask. In the Spiderman story, Peter Parker wears a literal mask. He does this to protect his identity, but also to shield the people he loves. It allows him to move through the world without being fully seen. And here's something interesting that I have come to realize from watching the movies, is that the real story, the real tension in the stories is not the villains, it's identity. Especially in Spider-Man. It's the question, who am I really? What parts of myself am I hiding? Because long before superheroes ever existed, human beings were wearing masks. Not the cloth masks or anything like that, but the psychology mask, the mask that Carl Jung called the persona. Now, the persona is the face that we present to the world so that we can function socially. It isn't evil, it's adaptive. And we all develop one. As children, we learn very quickly what gets approval, what gets punished, what earns love, what creates distance. And so we construct our versions of ourselves. We put on the mask of the competent one, the spiritual one, the agreeable one, the strong one, the unbothered one, sometimes the devil advocate one. But there's a danger in those masks. While they serve to protect us, they also can lead us astray if we over-identify with them. If we over-identify with the persona, we lose connection to the authentic self. The mask becomes our identity. And what gets pushed behind the mask? The shadow, the anger we weren't allowed to express, the grief we didn't feel safe showing, the brilliance that intimidated others, or perhaps the sensitivity that felt too exposed. So what we repress does not disappear, it goes underground. It influences us unconsciously. Unity has always taught this. Spirituality has always taught this. Religion, not so much, but spirituality has. Charles Fuller spoke of the sense mind, the conditioned mind shaped by appearances or fear. Unity teaches that our true self is the Christ self, not a performance-based self, not defense, not curated spirituality, but our true self. Unity author Eric Butterworth reminded us that the real error in life is ignorance of our divine identity. When we forget who we are, we compensate socially. We do things like we perform goodness. Nothing wrong with that, unless we're using it to hide our true selves. We perform strength. We perform calm. But performance has a challenge. It's exhausting. Martha Spock wrote, "There is within you a radiant self that is untouched by appearances." I like that. Untouched by appearances. The mask lives in the world of appearances. The radiating self lives behind that. So Martha Spock invites us to look inward, not to polish the persona, but to rest in the indwelling presence. And when we live from that interior sanctuary, the need to perform dissolves. The outer self slowly aligns itself with the inner self, and that alignment brings peace. We can only find peace when we are aligned with our true selves. We want peace in the world is not aligned with its true self. And so if we're always looking out there, trying to make things happen, we're performing. But if we go within and align with our true selves, we become peace. We become peace-filled and peaceful. And that affects those around us. That's where real change really happens. Science backs this up. Let's bring in the brain for a moment. Modern neuroscience shows that when our internal experience does not match our external expression, the nervous system experiences stress. This is provable. And self-suppression, especially if it's chronic, elevates our cortisol levels. Wow, I'm getting a lot of echo here, guys. Psychologist James Pennebaker's research demonstrated that suppressing emotional truth awakens the immune function, while honest expression improves your physical health. And even more fascinating than that, social neuroscience reveals that humans are wired to detect subtle incongruencies. micro expressions, tone shifts, not stone shifts, tone shifts, and body tension. Our nervous systems can sense when someone's outer words do not match their inner state. We call that authenticity. And authenticity regulates. Performance destabilizes. That is why that stealth leadership that we talked about last week, being a leader without being out there like, I'm a leader. Stealth leadership requires congruence. If we're going to be leaders in our world, by setting the example, by holding the consciousness that we want to see manifest, by being who and what we were created to be, then we have to understand we have to be in this state. We have to take off the mask. We have to stop performing. Science tells us that you cannot stabilize a room or an environment if you're internally fragmented. Jung wrote a lot about this. Carl Jung did not advocate for destroying the persona. That's important. So often we hear in religion and spirituality and self-help and all of that you got to supplant the persona or subdue or get rid of the ego. Neither one of those is correct. What we have to do is practice integration. Jung called that individuation, bringing the conscious and the unconscious parts of ourselves into harmony with one another. The truth is, if you try to completely destroy the persona or completely destroy the ego, you're not going to exist. We need that to have this human experience, but we can integrate it with our true self. Unity would say this is aligning the human self with our divine self. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so often we forget we are human beings. We can't get away from that yet. If you're here, you're a human being. So when we integrate, something happens. Fear becomes faith. Anger becomes clarity. Sensitivity becomes compassion. And power becomes service. So the goal is not perfection. The goal is wholeness. Author Catherine Ponder offers a bold complement to this. She wrote, "Never diminish yourself in order to make others comfortable." How often do we mask our brilliance so that we don't intimidate? How often do we soften our truth so that we don't interrupt? How often do we shrink our joy to stay acceptable? Diminishing ourselves is not humility. It is spiritual poverty. Ponder would say that we are heirs to divine abundance, and that includes authentic expression. That's part of our abundance. Quick test here. What was Jesus' mission statement? I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly. So that's what we're about. All of this goes back. Everything he taught goes back to that statement. Having life abundantly. And that includes authentic expression. It's alignment with our divine inheritance. It's authentic leadership. Linda Martella Whitsett, who wrote the book Divine Audacity, talked about daring to be a light in the world. Like the song we just sang, I am a light in the world, you are a light in the world. And together we are a bright light in the world. But daring to be a light in the world takes courage. It takes the courage to be seen, to admit uncertainty. Remember when I used to teach school, one of my classroom rules was, I have Mr. G's permission to fail with enthusiasm. That's okay. In fact, I would say it's necessary. It takes courage to express conviction without aggression. Oh, that's a skill we need to work on in our world a whole lot more. And to acknowledge feeling without losing grounding. So this divine audacity is not loud, it's integrated. It's the courage to let your inner voice and your inner flame match your outer life. And when we talk about this divine audacity, we cannot do this without acknowledging the clearest model we have for this, and that is Jesus. Jesus did not wear a mask. He did not curate an image to maintain approval. In fact, much of his ministry was in direct confrontation of performance spirituality. He spoke harshly about religious hypocrisy, not because he was angry for sport, but because he saw how performance disconnects people from the divine, from that spark of God that is within them, that they are. He said this, "Woe to you, for you clean the outside of the cup, but inside you are full of," you could put in whatever phrase you want there. Because if he were alive today, he would probably say the one that, we really shouldn't say in church, I guess. We laugh, but that's essentially what he said. In fact, most of his ministry was a direct confrontation of performance spirituality. He spoke harshly about it, and he spoke the truth. If there was ever a mask metaphor, that was one. Woe to you, for you clean the outside of the cup, and inside you are full of other stuff. Jesus challenged outer righteousness with inner alignment. His authority wasn't reckless, though. It was grounded. It was thought out. And look at the emotional congruences in his life. He wept at Lazarus' tomb, and he turned over tables in the temple. He withdrew to pray when he was overwhelmed, and he asked questions. He admitted anguish in Gethsemane, and he forgave in the midst of execution. There's no emotional repression there at all. There is integration. He allowed all of himself to come forth. He didn't deny feeling, he directed it. That's dominion. That's a spiritual authority without performance. He never presented himself as untroubled. He presented himself as aligned. And here's a deeper layer. Jesus' identity was anchored in what he called Abba and also Amma. That was taken out of the scriptures. But it's an intimate union with the divine. It's not referring to some anthropomorphic being up in the sky. When he said over and over again, the Father and I are one, or the Mother and I are one, he wasn't talking about being exclusive, but as revelation. He was modeling what it looks like to live from a divine identity rather than from a social identity. That's audacious. Because when your identity comes from God consciousness, you no longer need to manage perception, to seek validation, to perform spirituality, to shrink brilliance, or to dominate opposition. You simply live in alignment. And alignment carries authority. Jesus did not seize political power. He embodied spiritual coherence so deeply that even those who disagreed with him felt the gravity of it. That's stealth leadership. The most regulated nervous system in the room, the most anchored consciousness in the storm, is what he modeled. When chaos swirled, he slept in the boat. When accused, he either answered calmly or not at all. When praised, he withdrew. And when rejected, he did not collapse into self-doubt. He went on. That is the fruit of identity rooted in spirit. So here's the invitation for all of us. The Christ consciousness is not a personality exclusive to Jesus. It's a template. It's what happens when we take off the mask and drop it, and our divine identity becomes our primary identity. And when we live from that center, authenticity is not a form of rebellion. It is obedience to truth. So are you ready to do some work around taking the mask off? Okay, let's take a moment then and turn within. I invite you to become comfortable in your seats. Plant your feet on the floor and take a breath. And as you breathe, imagine yourself reaching up and taking off your mask. Feel your body supported as you do that. And imagine you are now standing in front of a mirror holding your mask in your hand. What do you look like? Are you competent? Pleasant? Spiritual? Unbothered? Strong? Don't judge it. For you are seeing your true self. And the mask that once protected you, that helped you survive, is no longer needed. You might ask yourself, when did I first start wearing this mask? What is it protecting? Fear of rejection? Fear of being misunderstood? Fear of being too much? Fear of being not enough? Take your time. And look at your mask, where you have worn it for many years, and it has served you well. Don't judge the mask. Don't condemn the mask. You created it with love. But it is time to let it go. You are not destroying it. You are simply laying it aside. And now notice what is revealed underneath. Tenderness, strength, creativity, grief, brilliance. Place your hand gently over your heart and imagine a steady flame burning in the center of your being. That is the divine presence within you, your light, your truth. The light that Jesus said, do not hide under a bushel. Let it shine. Do not hide it behind a mask. Let its brilliance touch everyone you see. And know that that flame is untouched by appearances. It does not flicker with approval, nor shrink with criticism. It simply shines. Regardless of what is going on around you, that flame is steady and brilliant. And now silently affirm, I release false identities. I forgive myself for hiding. I honor the part of myself that needed protection. I now choose integration. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be whole. Gently sit a little taller in your chair. Feel dignity and affirm, I do not diminish my light. I do not exaggerate my strength. I rest in my radiant self. I express my radiant self. Now imagine that light flowing outward from your heart. Not dramatic, just steady. Imagine it flowing out and connecting to lights flowing from the hearts around you. Gently and powerfully. And with each connection, the flame grows brighter and stronger. Feel what it is like to take up the space God intended for you, without apology, without performance, without shrinking. Rest there. Rest in that space where you are you, where your true self is free and safe to be, to express. Rest there in the silence. And in this place where you shine brightest, you feel that connection to one another. And you realize this is communion. This is the body of the divine. This is the blood of life itself, healing, cleansing, uplifting everyone who comes into its influence. This is communion. This is the divine union. This is the place where all is one. This is the place where divine audacity becomes divine authenticity. Feel that. And know that this is what heals the world. Oh, there's many outer things you can do. But being true, being authentic, letting the mask go, this is where the work is done. This is what empowers the outer. This is what inspires the outer. And in this place of authenticity, in this place of oneness, you are empowered, you are supported, you are safe to go out into the world and be the light. But in order to do that, you have to come back to this now moment. Not separating, not dimming the light, and certainly not putting the mask back on. The mask can stay off your face. For you are true. And so as we prepare to come back, become aware once again of your breath, of the body that your divine light inhabits, the vessel that carries it through this world. Breathe into the truth of who you are. When you are ready, open your eyes and return to this now moment. Beloveds, the mask was never the enemy. It was protection. But there comes a time in our spiritual growth when protection becomes limitation, where the radiant self is ready to breathe, and that is where we are today. The world is exhausted by performance. It is starving for congruence, for people whose inner flame matches their outer life, for people who understand that with great power comes great responsibility, and that is the responsibility to be real. The world does not need perfected people. It needs whole people. Namaste.
Thank you, Gordon. This is a song from Finding Neverland.
One, two, three, four, 2.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go anywhere you want to see. A little hard work and you can do it. Love will get you through it. So many possibilities. You gotta believe it, see it, and you can be it. The answers are all inside yourself. The universe has plenty of space, and the gift that it gave to the whole human race is that we're all made of stars. We're all made of dreams. No matter who you are, you can do what you want, go where you like, be who you want to be. Searching for change an opportunity. If you believe in what you want to see, one day your pain will be a blessing. Every fall's a lesson. Face the insecurities, 'cause everyone feels it, knows it, tries not to show it. Search for the light inside yourself. The universe is here to own. Let your place in the world be a place you can go. We're all made of stars. We're all made of dreams. No matter who you are, you can do what you want. Go where you like. Be who you wanna be. We're all made of stars. We're all made of dreams. No matter who you are, you can do what you want. Go where you like. Be who you wanna be. You can do what you want. Go where you like. Be who you wanna be. You can do what you want. Go where you like. Be who you wanna be.
Thank you, Diana.